Hey y'all, welcome to Reflecting Divinity. Thank you for being here. My name is Jamie. I'm an intuitive reader and a student of metaphysics and spirituality. And today I'm offering pick a card, a tarot and oracle card reading. The way my readings work is I pull in intuitive channeled information first, and I actually did this a few weeks ago, if I'm being honest, and I just chickened out of actually pulling the cards and filming the reading, but I am here now. And so I do have tarot cards here, and then oracle messages, and I'll pull some on camera as well. So this is pile 1, this is pile 2, and this is pile 3. So for pile 1, I have chrysocolla. Let's see if I can get my camera to focus. Here we go. Chrysocolla in quartz. And for pile 2, with a piece of black tourmaline. Let's see, it's a little shiny. And for pile 3, I have lepidolite. Okay, so you can pause the video, take a moment to see which pile is speaking to you or calling to you or drawing you in. You may see something, hear something, feel something, or just know. So just trust what comes to you. And you can check out the timestamps below to go straight to your pile. Alright, well, welcome pile 1. So this is your reading. I'll start with the intuitive messages that I got, and I have them written down here. So the first thing that I felt for you is that you are, you've been going through a spiritual journey. You're probably more in touch with your intuition, with spirit, after going through this transformation. I saw this purple butterfly for you. I felt deep spiritual transformation. It gave me death card vibes, honestly, and in a good way. I mean, death is a good card. I mean, it's neutral. But in this context, I felt like you have been through this deep spiritual transformation where you were discovering and recognizing the truth of who you are. I saw like a blue sky, beautiful clouds, and I felt this divine connection, and it brought me to your crown chakra, so right at the top of your head, that area, that energy center. I feel like you're very connected. I did see a bee, and so what came through was that you are a hard worker, but it's not like straining hard labor. It's that you find joy in your work. It's your passion. It's more than work. It's your purpose, and it makes your life sweeter. So this was just definitely telling me to follow your intuition on that. Follow what inspires you, to trust it, and to go after it. I did see that maybe you can channel spirit, that you can embody spirit and allow that flow. Maybe practice it, learn more about it, and see if it clicks with you, if you resonate with the idea of channeling. Because I feel like you are up-leveling and expanding your energy, or you have been, and you're really starting to embody this energy. That's part of your transformation, because I see this expanding rose blooming beautifully, and it brought me to the water droplets on this rose. And so you've been through a lot, and it's not necessarily like bad stuff, it's just, it's a lot. It's a lot. And so you need to take some time of restoration and healing and nourishment so that you can be as open as possible to love, to giving love and also receiving love with other people, but also for yourself, like self-love. I do feel like you've had a realization that you are the key to greater things. You are the key to better things, to manifesting your path. It's like you felt there were locked doors in front of you, but you have unlocked those doors where you previously thought that someone else had to open those doors for you. So you have reclaimed your power, and I did see some of the cards that fell out for you, and I feel like Spirit is re-emphasizing that, so we'll get into that. Spirit is saying trust your gut, trust your instincts, your intuition. You feel the vibration of those around you, and you know best how to protect your energy. So trust yourself. I do feel that previously you had like, I don't know, like sheets in front of you, like curtains kind of blocking your view. This is metaphor, obviously. But they were held up by safety pins. And this is interesting because it's so specific, but you taking that safety pin that was holding it up down. So it was like, you didn't even have to like work your way through it or around it or move it out of your way. It was like releasing it. So you had this realization and like reclaimed your power and realized it was like a simple thing that wasn't really blocking you, ultimately. And Spirit does say you have the best of luck, and just believe it and move forward on this new path or as your renewed self. So there's this new understanding of who you are, what you want, and you're more spiritually connected, or maybe you will be. You're starting to recognize this, or it's important for you to recognize this, that you have been through a journey, a soul's journey, a spiritual journey. So let's get into your cards. So I asked for Spirit to pull through like the overall situation, and then 3 kind of factors, like contributing factors here, and then the ultimate message. So let's get into it. So the first thing that stood out to me was the Emperor, because that message that you realize that you are in control and you could truly unlock those doors in front of you that maybe you previously thought someone else had to come in and unlock for you. But this is definitely you stepping into your power, whereas and also reclaiming your creativity. And I feel like for a while you were, I don't know, like maybe you were working hard and you were trying to conform, and it was sacrificing your creativity and your inspiration for what you really wanted to do, who you really want to be. And maybe you were doing that for other people, but I do feel like you've stepped in to this role and allowed yourself to be who you really are. And with the Lovers reverse, I feel like these definitely are past contributing factors to where you are. The Lovers reversed, I think you were out of balance, not in harmony with yourself, and there was like maybe competing energy between the like divine masculine and divine feminine, but you've balanced those out and actually stepping more into your divine masculine then allows space for your divine feminine. So instead of giving that over to someone else, like having to bow down to the outside emperor, someone else's emperor, divine masculine. You stood up for yourself and integrated and embody. You have embodied both. And so you're at this point where you have a lot of growth that's happened. I mean, you've planted the seeds already. You've spent the time nourishing, watering, fertilizing, weeding. You've done all of that work, and Spirit is saying, take a moment, take a beat to rest and pat yourself on the back and notice how far you've come. Look at all that growth. Look at all that growth. And so the overall message from Spirit here, at least at this point in the reading, is the sun, which is beautiful. It's time for you to shine your light in the world. Hop on that horse, continue on your path, because I do feel like you are following your path. I mean, maybe you're just now realizing it. Like, maybe you're just now realizing how far you've come. It's like you've been working so hard and passionately and in an inspired way, but it's like you're just now realizing it. Like, you've been in the work so in depth that it's just, you're just now going, wow, look at what I've done, look at who I've become, look at how much I've grown, which is beautiful. Very positive. It's Spirit supporting you for sure. So let's see what this message is. Yeah, so self-sabotage. Can I get this to focus? Here we go. When you learn to get out of your own way, there will be no stopping you. Most of the time, it's not others who prevent you from achieving your true goals. It's at the inner voice that details those carefully woven plans. So it was that inner voice before that was maybe telling you those doors are locked and that someone else has to come in and open them for you. But I feel like you realize this. So if there is that voice still trying to get in your way, do your best to actually tell that voice to stop. I know from experience it's hard. That inner critic is just trying to keep you safe, and you've been through so much change, and I feel like there's always more to come, more growth, more change, because that's what we're here to do on this planet. We are here to live this earthly experience and learn lessons and go through transformations. So it's just a part of life, and so you are more aware now. You've been through so much more. You have so much more wisdom. I feel you know this, and you know what you were doing before was actually self-sabotage. It wasn't really about anyone else actually having power and control over you. Ultimately, you came to this realization where it was just you, and you've stepped out of your own way. It was the releasing of that curtain in front of you. Alright, so I do want to pull some more oracle cards. And so right here I have Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light cards. And I want to get a couple. I'm really bad at shuffling, so. Oh, beautiful. So this card just popped out. So, share your voice. Come out of the cave. Persecution. Expression. So Spirit is saying you need to get out there. You have been following this divinely inspired path. You've been growing. You've come a long way. You are ready. You are ready for this up-leveling, to start embodying even more. I do feel like if you're being called for something higher and greater, this is your confirmation to go after it. You're no longer isolated. I feel like Spirit is saying we're here with you. Just trust us. Trust yourself, your higher self. Get out there and speak your truth. Like maybe you've had these realizations, but it's time to share them with others. And I know how hard it is. Like I know, I'm not saying it's easy. Like trust me. I've been through this too in many ways, and I'm still going through it. Getting out there and sharing who you are, who you've become, what you've stepped into. It's a challenge sometimes. Okay, so I'd like to get one more card. A bunch fell out, but only one fell out upright. Yeah, okay, so this says get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. So yeah, I do feel like you are the more spiritually connected. You are more sensitive and empathic, so you've been feeling these energies, following your intuition. So this is a reminder that especially when you're out there, when you're out of the cave, right, and you're expressing yourself, it's important to keep grounding yourself, rooting in, connecting with Mother Gaia, spending time in nature if you can, because that energy is going to just feel so much more to you. And it's not bad, but it is important to connect in for your own well-being. And I'm seeing that rose again, that restoration, that rejuvenation, so that you can be more open to love. The more love you give yourself, the more love you can give to others. Alright, so I'm just going to pull from the Moonology Oracle deck. This card wants to come out. Yeah, believe in the impossible blue moon. Yeah, so Spirit's saying, like, you have been through so much and you're on this path, and maybe some of you haven't even like realized how much you've done, where and before you would have felt it was impossible. So it's like recognizing that you have done the impossible, right? What felt impossible to you. And they're saying believe in yourself, believe in what you can accomplish, and believe in more. Like be open to even greater things. Like expect the best thing that you can even think of, and be open to even more, because we can't even comprehend all that Spirit is. So just recognize that for sure. I'm gonna get one more. I think this card wants to come out. Conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. Interesting. So it's like, especially with that come out of the cave card, share your voice. It's these realizations, these conclusions on your journey that are taking place right now. And so Spirit is saying, be open to that, be aware of that, expect it. And when there's a conclusion, there's always a new start of something. There's a new beginning, there's a new opening. So trust that there's more to come as well. There's always more to learn and know and do. So don't get overwhelmed. Like keep grounded. Just trust Spirit to kind of handle that. Like I said, I felt like Spirit was saying, like, you are very lucky, and so I hope you feel that about yourself. And it's important to start feeling that and believing that, because that will come to you, and that's how things manifest, is actually feeling, through feeling. So it's like knowing you're worthy, of great things. Okay, so here, this is Kuthumi. This is from the Keepers of Light Oracle cards. This is Cloak of Wisdom. You already know the answer you seek. Trust what you know. So it's saying you are listening to Spirit, so just keep trusting that. And you've come a long way. You have gained all this wisdom. So trust it. Let it come let it come full circle. I'm seeing that the snake eating its tail is at Ouroboros. Things are coming full circle for you. It's kind of the world energy, honestly. Because you've been through so much, and now there is a new beginning. Like I said, once there's a conclusion, there's always a new beginning. It's just like eternity. So there's always a new beginning after a conclusion, and if you feel drawn to Kuthumi, look into Kuthumi as a guide. One more. That was two. Just want one. Here we go. Okay, yes. Archangel Michael, trusting heaven, you are safe, and angels stand close. Surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to occur. So believe in the impossible. Allow the miracle in. It's not like you have to work hard to force this or make things happen. It's just believing and feeling that great things are coming to you, because you are protected. You've been through a lot. Archangel Michael is an empowerer. He's a protector. And so I feel like in stepping into that Emperor energy, Michael was there and is there to help you with that. And it's more about just letting go and trusting. Trusting that these great things are coming to you and that you're worthy of them. That's always a process, feeling worthy. Okay, and so last card is from the Activations Oracle and the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle. Just gonna get one to end off this reading. Okay, so two kind of fell out, and for some reason I want to take two. So, soul time. The frequency of soul time asks us to allow the possibility of a new reality to emerge, one that embraces the concept that, while the corporeal body is mortal, the soul is timeless, limitless, and infinite. So this is reminding you that you are a soul in a physical body. You're a spiritual being having an earthly experience. And as such, you can access your spirit on the other side. You can trust your higher self. You can trust your guides, because you see that bigger picture. And here is Gaia. The frequency of Gaia reminds us that we are infinitely connected to one another, just as we are to our Great Mother and to the universe that birthed us all. So this was definitely a reminder to stay connected just as you are to the divine, because your crown is so open and you are such on this the spiritual path is to stay grounded and stay connected to Gaia, because we are here to have this earthly experience as well. And Gaia will offer you so much creative energy as well. Creative life force energy. So just trust that. I don't know why it doesn't want to stay focused. So, such a beautiful reading. Just remember that Spirit is with you and is guiding you, and to just stay aware and open and trusting, because you have come so far. So far. You are much wiser now. You're aware of those limiting beliefs that were holding you back, and Spirit is saying, like, trust that you can get out there and connect with a greater community, share what you've learned, and believe that even more and greater things are on the way, especially with that Sun card. Just stay grounded and give yourself space, because you are a sensitive, spiritual person and you feel a lot more. So keep grounded and connected, and Spirit is there. So thank you, Pile 1. If you liked your reading, then go ahead and give it a like. I would appreciate it. Alright, see you next time. Hi there, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. So first, I'll just bring through the messages that I channeled previously, and then we'll get into the cards. So the first thing that came through from Spirit is that you are truly a gem. You are glowing in the darkness. And the message here is that you do not need to dim your light to appease the dark. You shine bright, okay? You shine brighter, and the darkness will flee. It will not stay in the light. It can't. So tap into the richness of yourself. I feel like they're giving me this metaphor that you're this undiscovered gem, and it's time to pull it to the surface. Dig it out of the dirt, bring it to the surface, and know your resourcefulness. There's something here about recognizing your inner power, your inner truth here. I did see bats flying around, and so this symbol came in with the message that there may be people around you, or you may be in a situation that's draining you. Either the people or the situation is draining you of your energy, of your light, and that they tend to just take from you. And I feel like it is time to set boundaries. I feel like that's what Spirit was kind of getting across, is that it's time to set boundaries and expand into what you need and what you want. So fill your light up, shine your light to suit you. Remember, it's not about putting others before yourself. I mean, to truly serve others, to love others, to be there to the fullest, you have to put yourself first. I will say that, always keep yourself safe. Do not put yourself in harm's way. If you can help it, do what feels best for you. I know that some situations are difficult, and so sometimes we can take energetic measures. Sometimes we need to take, material, like real 3D world measures. Whoever this resonates with, take what fits and leave what doesn't, but do what you need to do, okay, and to keep yourself safe. Spirit did say that you need to know your true power and abilities, and that you need to see this light in yourself. You need to see that you are stronger than you may think, or stronger than you give yourself credit for. I did see black and white striped stockings, and it was interesting because two things came to me. First, it felt like I was seeing, I'm so sorry for my cat, okay. First, I felt like I was seeing kind of like an I guess old-fashioned, maybe it's still used, like a prisoner like jumpsuit. And what came through was that Eight of Swords energy. So I think actually maybe for most people this situation is more of an internal struggle, and maybe yourself, your own mind kind of keeping you trapped with that Eight of Swords energy. And the second thing is these stockings truly came across as, I guess, a stereotypical like witch stocking, like you may see, you know, around Halloween time. And so the message here was that you have so much like untapped potential, and maybe you are just now discovering this, and so it is untapped, but maybe some of you just need a reminder that you do have this power. It's like we slip into these old mindsets and patterns that maybe aren't relevant to us anymore. And so we need that reminder of our of our true power. And so you have this potential, these resources, and Spirit was coming through with the importance of like daily rituals that are both practical and spiritual to help clear your mind and your path forward. And this is difficult. It takes so much dedication, and trust me, like I have to work with this every day with mindset, but it is so worth it to spend time in whatever works for you, you know, whether it's affirmations, whether it's meditation to clear your mind. Usually it's a combination of a lot of different things. But Spirit is reinforcing that importance of those kind of daily practices and rituals. And they're just saying reclaim your power and trust your intuition. I do feel like you're very intuitive. You may not realize it, and sometimes like whether it's anxious thoughts or you know, kind of negative patterns that kind of clog your thoughts, they can keep you from trusting your intuition or even recognizing that it's there and talking to you. So again, I feel like Spirit reinforced the necessary practical measures to get you to a safe space or to keep you safe. And this could be from yourself as well. So just take what resonates, leave the rest, of course. And remember that you are so deeply loved by the universe. So deeply loved. And you are worthy of that love. I have to say that as well. So let's get into the cards here. So I've seen some of these cards. I usually take what falls out with tarot. It's just how I kind of started reading. So I just want to go through the cards here. Okay, so what I asked Spirit for was the kind of overall situation, 3 contributing factors, and the like final kind of message from Spirit from the tarot cards. So of course we'll get into more oracle cards. But I did see, okay, with the Tower here reversed, this could have been what's kind of leading up to this energy that you've been in. It could have been a sudden, dramatic, I don't want to say catastrophe, but it could have felt like a catastrophe. It could have been a true, catastrophic event for you. It could have been very traumatic. So I just want to recognize that the tower is difficult to be in. It is reversed, so I am feeling like this was in the past, but it's still affecting you. It's kind of reverberating, or it's more of an internal situation, like more of an energetic, again, like mindset. There was a need for something to be destroyed so that something more appropriate or helpful or better, insert what makes sense to you, could be built in the place of what no longer was serving you. These tower moments are about what is no longer serving you. So something's being shifted here, and it can feel heavy, it can feel chaotic. So when Spirit says, like, set those daily rituals, pay attention, because that can help ground you and can help you move through this energy. And I do feel that especially here, like, I'm so sorry, I keep bumping this. I apologize. I'll figure this out, but with Temperance reversed, this is showing me that there is some balancing that needs to happen here. There's energies that are taking up too much space. So negative thoughts or focus on negativity, things like that, kind of giving away of your energy. So with Temperance, it's all about kind of mixing the unmixable, like the mixing of oil and water, and it's finding this like perfect balance and cohesion, the perfect flow for you. And it is also about having patience and trusting the process. So with the Five of Cups reversed, I do feel like whatever this event was, whatever this shift is, it is a tough situation, and it brought you a lot of sadness. Maybe the people around you, maybe the people around you are so focused on negativity, they're so focused on sadness, and it has affected you. But I do feel like with it reversed, you are seeing that it doesn't have to be that way. And maybe you are starting to focus on the 2 upright cups rather than the 3 spilled cups. So there is a shifting of the energy here. And I say that as well because there's the 9 of Swords reversed. So I feel like you're no longer stuck in the nightmare. I'm seeing this as like upright, you would be stuck in the nightmare, not realizing that you're dreaming, that it isn't real. So this is metaphor, so stick with me. But with a reverse, it's you've woken up and you're still feeling the say pain or the fear, the anxiety of the dream, like in those moments where you bolt upright and you're feeling the physical effects. But there's also that sinking and realization that it was a dream, that it wasn't real. But I will say, of course these moments are real. These events, the trauma is real and it does affect you, but there's a realization that you don't have to carry it with you all the time, and it doesn't have to bleed into your reality and kind of control your reality and control your thoughts. You are gaining more awareness, and you realize that you don't have to give away your power to anybody. And especially with the kind of final message, the tarot message, the Six of Pentacles reversed, this is all about you not giving away your resources, your time, your energy before giving to yourself. So ultimately, Spirit is saying, give yourself the space, the energy to heal. Come back to you. Give yourself space to work through the hard emotions that are coming up, the challenging emotions, the challenging thoughts. Give yourself the space to balance it out, to work through it, to heal, because you can't truly serve others when you are struggling in this kind of energy. Okay? So let's go ahead and see what message this is. Oh yes, absolutely. This is Strength. I don't think I've actually ever seen this card myself. So it does say, strength comes from many sources. Staying strong brings confidence, conviction, and a balanced body, mind, and soul. Absolutely. It's that balancing. Spirit has its own unique and beautiful way of replenishing your soul with strength on a continual basis. You're never really alone, as we're always with you. So Spirit is here and wanting you so deeply to connect to your divine nature, to your guides, to your higher self, to lean on Spirit for strength. Because ultimately that is leaning on your own strength, if that makes sense, because you're not separated. You're not alone. So ask Spirit, ask the angels, ask the archangels to come in and provide for you, because you've provided so much for others, and it's time for you to receive. Absolutely. Okay? So I just want to pull from my other decks. I'm going to start with Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light. And I'm just going to pull a couple cards or see what falls out for you. Pile 2. I feel like this one wants to come out. Oh, this is interesting. So we got the Initiation. I don't know if it will focus. Wait a second. Rite of Passage, crossing the threshold. Sometimes when the lightning strikes, right? It's the most challenging time. It can catch you off guard, but it is an initiation of sorts. It is something that we must go through as souls on this planet, because it brings alchemy, it brings transmutation, it brings fundamental change that we need as souls to grow, to become who we are, honestly, who we already are. It's really just recognizing who we already are. But this is a crossing the threshold moment. You are growing right now, and it feels tough. But this is a beautiful message of like where you are headed, okay? So I want to pull one more. This deck. This one kind of stuck in my hand. Yes, okay. Okay, so this is Warrior Woman. Now, you don't have to be a woman or identify as man, woman, or anything, okay? But this is actually more about the divine feminine, which we all have. We're all composed of this energy. It's not really about female or male. it's more about, this is more about claiming your strength and your power in surrendering. It's like you don't have to fight this. You don't. I know she has a sword, but it's more about just surrendering and letting things come to you. And this does say, have you answered your deepest calling? So there may be something that you haven't been letting come up to the surface or acknowledging, or maybe you know that it's there, but you haven't given yourself the time and space to go after it. So Spirit's saying, we will help you, like with the strength, right? With strength here, we will help you get to this. You can be strong in surrendering and allowing, okay? So I think that's what this message is about here. So I want to pull from Moonology. Go pull one or two cards. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Oh, I feel like this card wants to come out. Just this card. Okay, this is beautiful. So this is new moon in Cancer. And it says, you and your loved ones are safe. There we go. You and your loved ones are safe. So this to me is going back to how much you give to others without receiving. And you stepping into your own power and giving yourself the time and place and energy, the self-love. If you can direct the love that you give to others, the light that you give to others back to yourself. Give yourself space emotionally to really feel and work through some things. Your loved ones will be safe, okay? They're not going to suffer because you invest in yourself, okay? So this is just a reminder that in this work, it is important, it is integral, okay? And you will be safe, and you know, your family, your friends, whoever you love, they will be safe as you do this. So don't worry about that, okay? Let's see what else. Yeah, and Spirit is protecting you in this, so just keep calling on Spirit. Yeah, this top card really wants to come out. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Okay. This is Waning Moon. Come on. It's so nice when you focus. It does say, what do you need to release? What do you need to release? Maybe you're holding on to thoughts and emotions that just aren't serving you anymore, and they're kind of getting in the way of you being who you are and going after what you want. And so Spirit is supporting you in releasing this, and so give yourself some time to dive in deep and figure out what's blocking you or what's holding you down. What's keeping you from the life you desire, and release it. There are some great releasing rituals and meditations. There's so many different ways that we can work through the releasing. But I think the most important thing is actually giving yourself the time and space to feel it and work through it. Sometimes the way out is through. So that was just coming to me to say that as well. Okay, and I do want to pull from the Keepers of Light Oracle cards, pile 2. This bottom card. Oh, okay. So Mother Mary is coming out here. Love and peace. Let go of the need to be right. Choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time. So that may resonate for some of you. Maybe this has to do with a mother figure. It could be that there could be a few things, because I feel like this could be ancestral healing that needs to take place, that maybe there's certain things that have been ingrained in you from childhood that have carried into the present and just aren't serving you, you know. But I also feel like this could be a more active situation. So I feel like that's maybe only for some of you, but with Mother Mary, the love and peace, this is truly beautiful. There is peace and healing here. I feel like she's kind of vibing with that Temperance card. And call on Mother Mary to support you and offer you that nurturing energy that you really need to give yourself. And sometimes it's hard to give yourself that when you haven't done it before. And so calling on a guide like Mother Mary, sitting in meditation and just seeing if her energy can come to you and support you. Oh, that would be so healing, and kind of give you an idea of how to nurture yourself, how to turn that love back on yourself. You know, maybe you just need that motherly love, okay? Nothing wrong with that. And I do want to pull another one. See who else wants to come forward. Okay, this card wants to come out. Wow. Okay. This is Melchizedek, higher learning. It says, you have learned from experience. More inner study is now required to further progress. Wow, this is great, because kind of going along with that, the initiation card, the rite of passage and crossing the threshold, is that these moments that are really hard, they're really tough, the experiences we've been through that have challenged us, you can see them as offerings to learn. And so I think this is reaffirming for you. If you can feel it and accept it, you don't have to. You know, sometimes we have to go through the stage of really not being okay with what we've been through. So I just want to recognize that is something we have to do. But this is offering like a higher perspective point of view, that what you've been through, what we go through, these challenging times, is wisdom. It is gained wisdom, and that you can build on it. Okay? And so if that resonates with you, you know, go with it. And for the last card, I'm going to pull from the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle. Just want to pull one card. Emergence. Beautiful colors. I wish the camera would focus on it. Okay, emergence. The frequency of emergence invites us to approach our reality with a childlike attitude of innocence and wonderment, and to watch and celebrate the beauty that unfolds from that place. It's interesting because I did feel like this could be ancestral. It could be something that took place in childhood, like old patterns that were formed then that have carried on and now are being disrupted for your growth. Okay, could be for some people. And sometimes we have to go back and, you know, honor our inner child for going through what they did and kind of reclaim the innocence of childhood. So if that resonates with you, then take it, of course. If not, don't. But this is coming in as, I feel like, the ultimate message that you will get through this. You will get through this and emerge new and fresh and with a, you know, I'm hearing like zeal for life, like a newfound energy for life, because you'll finally have balanced that energy with yourself and allowed yourself truly to emerge, like yourself to emerge. And it'll feel new, but you'll be really just stepping into who you already are. You're just allowing who you already are to come to the surface, that inner light of yours to shine brighter. So it's truly a beautiful message here. And so, pile 2, I just want to offer you that deep love of the universe and support. You know, if you can reach out to other people, maybe who are going through similar circumstances, that could be helpful to you. But just know that you are not alone in this, and that spirit is here for you. You know, I'm here for you. And honor yourself. Okay? Recognize your worth. Alright? Much love to you. If you like this reading, then give it a like. I would appreciate it. And until next time, bye, Pile 2. Hi, Pile 3. I'm just going to start with the messages that I pulled through for you first before we get into the cards. One of the first messages that came through for you is to expect and accept the unexpected. I do feel like there may be new opportunities for you coming up, and it may just be a matter of recognizing them, so kind of an awareness when they come into your field of vision. I apologize for the cricket. So yeah, maybe you need awareness and you know, your attention to be brought to something. I did feel that maybe there was the energy of the Devil card in tarot here. Just there, maybe for some of you, maybe this will resonate, that there may be some part of yourself or a situation that you're in that maybe tends to hold you back from new things, from new opportunities, whether it's with like people and relationships or expanding into new places and spaces. It feels a bit more like old patterns or ways of doing things, habits, behaviors that feel comfortable, right? They may be comforting or soothing to stay in, but ultimately maybe don't serve you to your highest and greatest good because they hold you back. And so there are ways to acknowledge these like old patterns and ways of doing things that feel good, acknowledge them, thank them for where they've gotten us, but then ultimately release them So there are releasing rituals, things like that some of you may feel like that would help you in some way. So take it or leave it. But Spirit is saying that it's time to plant new seeds, and you will see them grow. There is, though, this emphasis on having patience, and that over time, the truth will be revealed. So it's kind of like there's something under the surface that needs time to come up until there's like the full outcome is like tangible. I did feel like this was maybe something about you feeling like you have to prove something about yourself to others. Maybe you have to like achieve certain things like accomplishments or something like that to feel worthy or prove your worth to other people. I did feel like maybe that's family for some of you. But Spirit wanted to remind you that you owe nothing to anyone else, and that your worth is inherent in you. It's not tied to anyone else or anything you do. You are worthy. Okay, so remember that. You are worthy. You just are. Spirit did say, trust the outcome that you want will be. Okay? Keep following the path. There's something about keep following, like trusting the path, trusting that the seeds you plant are growing. It just may be under the surface, right? We may not be able to see that yet, but trust that it's happening, and that Spirit is guiding you. And this may be a matter, again, of maybe awareness, but once you start turning your attention and kind of pondering things that come across your path as you're moving along in life, will open up even more of your vision that you didn't even know could exist, right? I'm speaking obviously metaphorically, more like an inner vision and inner knowing, that there's even more to discover here. I do feel like, for whatever reason, smoky quartz came in for you as a crystal, maybe to connect with if you're into using crystals, to get grounded and tap into Mother Earth, Mother Gaia. If you can lean on her energy for clarity and support, to kind of keep you grounded on this path, and kind of, I'm just feeling this energy of like a decent pace where you aren't stopping, starting, but also you don't have to rush ahead. Like it's grounding enough to keep you in a rhythm. I also felt like maybe a ritual where you were to write a letter to these parts of yourself, maybe the patterns or behaviors or habits that you no longer feel are serving you, to write a letter to them, to thank them for all they did to keep you safe, to keep you comfortable, but explain that you are safe. They are safe. Those parts are safe. And that when you're faced with change and transformation and things that may shake up your foundation and what you're used to, that those aren't inherently bad, or those aren't negative necessarily. It just feels uncomfortable because it is change. Change is kind of like, we want to stay in the status quo, and so change kind of bubbles up that fear sometimes, that fear response. So it's thinking these parts of yourself that maybe react in fear, like, oh, we can't do that, it's like, let's stay with what we've been doing, thank them and say, you know, you must go. Like, thank you, but I no longer need you. Ultimately here, Spirit wants you to recognize that you are blessed. You are very blessed. And to trust yourself. So let's get into the tarot cards. I've seen some of them because they tend to fall out. That's how I usually pull tarots. They fall out. And I did ask for the overall kind of situation currently, and then the kind of contributing factors here, and then the outcome, and or more of like the message that Spirit has for you. Okay. So with the King of Swords, you know, he represents a very practical, logical minded person. And that's all good and well, but sometimes the King of Swords can ask us to question whether there are ways of thinking that are maybe too rigid and maybe aren't allowing for new perspectives or just alternate perspectives maybe, and the processing of emotion, things like that. So something to keep in mind here, because I don't want to say the King of Swords is negative. He isn't, but it is bringing up a bit of that devil energy that I was feeling, because I don't feel the devil is like, it's not inherently bad. It's not an inherently bad card. Usually it can symbolize more of like an addiction or something, and I feel like this isn't that strong. It's more of like there's an ease to the way things have been done and always been done. That could be mindset, it could be patterns, things like that. But so I feel like that is the situation here, because it's comfortable. And so the contributing factors here, you know, the Nine of Cups is a great card. It's about being comfortable and indulging and having your cake and eating it too, right? It's about being fulfilled emotionally. And so I feel like with this Ace of Cups reversed here, this is, from how I'm reading it, this is energy directed at the self, coming like back into the cup. Maybe you can read it as like back into yourself. So there's like this want to like do things the way that feel good, the way that feel comfortable, that maybe don't rock the boat or challenge your emotions. And I think, you know, Spirit is recognizing that that's all well and good. But with this Seven of Wands here reversed, this usually is someone who feels like the world's out to get them. And so with that, it's, and with the King of Swords, it feels like there's this like defense mechanism. It's like putting up a shield, shutting it down, locking it up. It's like, I can't step out because people will attack me. And unfortunately, because it's not upright, it feels like there's not a solid foundation. And maybe ultimately you fear maybe you fear that you'll lose this love, this emotional, like, status quo. Because I will say this Knight of Cups kind of always gives me the feeling of like, although he's happy and fulfilled to an extent, he's also kind of like stuck in that. He's sitting in it, right? He's surrounded. And maybe this just isn't progressing you forward, right? Like there's maybe a bit of a stuck energy between the King of Swords, the Seven of Wands, feeling like you can't get out there and maybe do things that maybe interest you, but then something stops you. Like, oh, maybe I can't do that, or maybe getting some clarifier cards, because it is interesting. I would not typically read the Nine of Cups in a negative way, right? It's wish fulfillment. It's things that you want, like coming to fruition, like emotionally, right? Let's get a couple clarifying cards. Okay, normally I don't take two coming out at once, but I have to this time. Here's the Devil and the Two of Swords. So I do feel like Spirit is confirming a bit that stuck feeling with that Two of Swords. It's like you're torn, right? You're torn between comfort, the status quo, the way things have been done, and the opportunity that's out there, but that would be challenging and vulnerable. And so I feel like there's a bit of fear that you may lose comfort and happiness and, like, yeah, those creature comforts if you step out. But I think what Spirit's saying with the Devil reverse is that you do recognize ultimately this is holding you back. It's just that you need well, I won't say you need. You do you. Ultimately, this is up to you, and this is like what resonates with you. But Spirit's saying, you know, staying may not progress you in the way that you may ultimately want. And with a final kind of tarot message from Spirit, with the Eight of Cups reversed, what I'm getting is that these Eight of Cups, you know, they don't ultimately fulfill you the way they should. Like, they're okay. They're full. They offer something that's maybe good enough, right? But I just hear destiny. Your destiny. Who you truly are is kind of walking away from these cups. And I do feel like, I mean, currently you're kind of hanging with these same Eight of Cups, whatever that is to you, because I feel like that could be many things to many people. Let me see if Spirit will give me a clarifier on that Eight of Cups reversed. This one's falling out. Okay. So So the Six of Wands reversed, again, it's like that energy of, because Seven of Wands follows Six of Wands, obviously. I typically read this as you feel like maybe you aren't worthy of better, or you feel like, again, there are people out to get you to maybe are jealous of your accomplishments, things like that. It's like, better not risk it, you know, better not put myself out there. But I do feel like Spirit is calling you to challenge some of that thinking. Let's get into some of the cards. So I haven't seen this. Okay, so this is a mother's love. A mother's love is reaching out to you at this time and holding you close. She knows how much you miss her and wants to remind you that this special bond of love can never be broken. This is interesting. This may be very specific to certain people watching this, and that there may be a mother figure that has passed in your life. So see if that makes sense to you. But ultimately what I'm getting from this is you may be in need of some mothering love, and actually Pile 2 got a similar message. That nurturing, that reassurance, you know, that beautiful mother relationship is maybe what you need. And sometimes we have to give that to ourselves, right? We have to provide that nurturing and that emotional comfort to ourselves. So see if that resonates with you. Because maybe it's like, oh, maybe it's like feeling like you can't open up to allow yourself that love because you feel you aren't worthy. And that may resonate with some of you. So Spirit is saying you are absolutely worthy, and you have to first give that to yourself. It can be very difficult to do. So let's see, I'm pulling from Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light. I'd like to get a couple cards here. This one's calling out to me. Okay, interesting. I think Pile 1 got this card as well. Get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. So this makes sense to me in that there's this like feeling of vulnerability and stepping out and going out into the world, or like taking on new things and being around new people, because as empaths and highly sensitives, it can be really overwhelming and draining sometimes to get out there, to like show our true self. So maybe that's some of the hesitancy. It's like fear of being vulnerable and being attacked, or kind of losing what you feel you've established for yourself, and having other people take that away from you. So to work through that energy, it can be helpful to go out into nature, to do some grounding and rooting exercises, you know, really try to visualize roots going down into the ground and connecting you to the earth and keeping you safe, tethered here on this planet. Okay, so this card really wanted to come out. This is Priestess, and you don't have to be, you know, a woman for this to resonate. Priestess, priest, how are you being called to step up and lead? So there there is something here calling to you. I feel like your soul, of course, at some level, knows who you are and knows how you can recognize that in yourself. And so I do feel like there may be some nudges from Spirit. I mean, this reading is an indication to start to turn some of that self-love, or turn some of that love into self-love, and tell yourself you are worthy, so that you feel worthy of your calling, because I feel like you would be a natural leader. I mean, these cards are showing up reversed, but that's just because the energy is a bit maybe out of balance right now. So it's there though, okay? It is there. And you have things to offer, okay? You have things like knowledge and skills and perspectives, and you can open up more. You can do it in a smart way, right? You don't have to completely give up that, you know, your King of Swords energy. And you don't have to completely give up the comfort of the Nine of Cups. It's just a matter of like balancing it out, correcting it, which is ultimately what we have to do to be our best self and help others, you know, lead others in the best way possible, like, to the fullest that we can. We're all people. It's not always easy and we do make mistakes, but okay, so this popped out and Pile 1 got this card as well. It's so interesting. Conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. This is moonology. I didn't say that before. So I do feel like, yeah, like there's something coming to a close, like a time of in-between and decision that is coming to a close. Okay, because I just feel like this like pressure of the universe a bit, and it's not bad. It's just sometimes Spirit will amp up the pressure and to get us to move, right? And I felt this myself, so it's like acknowledging those nudges, and if we don't acknowledge those nudges, Spirit will turn them into knocks, right? Turn them into bigger bumps in the road. Okay, let's see what this card is. And all you have to do is surrender to the divine. My camera will pick it up. Full moon. So the beauty here is that you can just trust, okay? With the priestess here, that's the divine feminine, which is all about surrendering and allowing and pulling things in rather than pushing out. So it's not like you have to go out there and like force anything. But if you surrender and trust and set the intention, it will happen for you. It's like you're planting the seeds. You don't have to force those seeds to grow. Okay? They're gonna grow. Just surrender them to the dirt, right? You nurture them with water and fertilizer. You know, give them what they need. That's that motherly love. And trust Spirit that they will take the form that they're meant to. And this is about you, right? This is metaphorical, but this is about you. It's like you don't have to think about what I'm getting is like it's all coded. You don't have to think about how am I gonna grow my hair, you know? It just happens, okay? This card just fell out. Diana. This is from the Keepers of Light Oracle deck. Focused intention, exactly. Set the intention and just allow it. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high. Expect the best possible outcome. Exactly. I mean, if she's not a warrior priestess who is not afraid of putting herself out there, right? She doesn't go in without, protection. Again, like, hang on to your swords, hang on to your arrows, right? Do what you need to do. But you don't have to have fear, okay? You just have to let go and allow. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But I want to get one more. Let's see what comes out for you. Pile 3. Okay, here we go. Lady Venus, downloads and understanding. Truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realm. That's interesting because one of the messages I got for you in the beginning, right, is that the truth would come out, something like that. That the truth would be revealed, that it was just going to take some time. Yeah, the truth would be revealed over time. And so that is interesting, that you don't have to force it. It's just coming. It's coming in its own time. Divine timing, of course. And that you will understand more deeply what this is for you. I feel like you don't have to know where you're going. I think that's the message here, is you don't have to know where you're going. Okay, it's okay to not know. Because it will unfold as you walk. You just surrender. You just trust. Again, it's that Gaia energy that's like keeping you in a rhythm, keeping you at a pace, moving forward. Trust that. Trust it, because you're more connected than you maybe realize right now. So absolutely just trust it, okay? You are so supported. Your spirit just wants you to know that. You are supported. Just ask. Ask for guidance when you need it. Ask for support when you need it. Strength. Ask it of spirit and ask it of people, here in our world, right? Don't be afraid to ask for help. You don't have to do it alone. You're not, it's like the King of Swords gave me that vibe of like, I can do everything myself. And the Seven of Wands reversed is like the fear that you'd have to do that. You don't have to, okay? You're not alone. So now I'm pulling the last card from the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle deck. Let's see what comes out for you. I like this card. Oh, drop it. Oh, this is beautiful. Integration. So integration, the frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. That is beautiful. And it is that awareness of the parts of yourself that were just doing their job, right? To keep you safe and comfortable. And it's acknowledging them. They are negative inherently. I don't want you to think that I think that parts of you are bad. Because this is what it's saying, is that it's not positive and negative. It's just getting them to work together in a way to support you. And so by surrendering and not allowing one way of thinking or doing to outweigh other ways of thinking and doing, if they may better support you. It's a balance. It's integrating all those parts of yourself, loving all those parts of yourself, nurturing the parts that need to be nurtured, and maybe thinning out and weeding out the parts that need to be released and transmuted, back to Mother Earth. I'm thinking of gardening, right? Again, the planting of the seeds. But what you're going through is that this is an integration energy, okay? And that's beautiful, but you're kind of in it. You're in it right now, most likely. And so you're feeling that. You're feeling that, and you're working through it. You're moving through it. So this is a reminder to keep setting that intention. Stay focused on what you ultimately want, right? And releasing what isn't serving you right now. And loving yourself through it, okay? Because I do feel you're being called to something greater, and you don't have to know what it is. Just trust the nudges. Because I do feel like it's happening for you. And Spirit is here to support you through that, and you will get a bigger understanding in time. Like, again, that truth will be revealed. You will see that full outcome. You don't have to know what it is right now to receive that. Just be open to it, okay? Pile 3. What a beautiful reading, and I thank you for being here. If you liked that reading, then give it a like. And until next time, bye-bye.